Cardinal Lucius. The mere mention of his name made men shiver and fall silent. Although it was never mentioned openly, rumor had it he pursued his interests with merciless rigor. Is this why the Emperor gave him command of the crusade? Or had Lucius acquired his powers by more sinister means? While the whole world was wondering what the Cardinal was planning, he was already thinking of building a harbor from which the massive army would soon set sail for the Orient to seize the Promised Land.
I bestow on you the honor of building a harbor for my Crusader army. The fleet will set sail from there, and with God's blessing, will vanquish the faithless enemy.
But, my lord, you only have me to thank that the preparations have run so smoothly up to now. Allow me, your loyal servant, to take care of everything from now on.
So be it, in the name of God. From now on, I am making you personally responsible for everything, Focus. Make sure that the fleet is soon ready to depart.
You heard the Cardinal. I have the say here. But don't worry. There will be enough menial tasks I can entrust you with. What are you standing around here for? Why don't you build a warehouse where we can store the goods to build the harbor?
I still have a few crates of tools in storage. Do come by, and I'll be happy to sell some to you.
You've done it at last. Great. Perhaps we can finally start building the actual harbor now? If a harbor is to be suitable for a Crusader army, it must have a harbor master's office. Well, what are you waiting for? An engraved invitation?
It is done. The Crusader ship is finished. May God protect this ship.
I regularly... Fabulous! A harbour master's office must be built of solid stone. Didn't I spot some stone deposits recently when I went to the mountain monastery for my confession with Brother Hilarious? I'm now quite sure of it. There are stone deposits near the mountain monastery. I hope you find what you're looking for. Aha!
Just a little something for the journey, and we'll get going. I bought your delivery. Huh. What won't we do in the name of brotherly love?
Crusade? I know enough peaceful ways of converting the unbelievers, with good food and a hearty draft. But then again, who asks my opinion?
Marvellous. Do you think you could sell me the surplus from the stone production for my cathedral? Only once the harbour is completed, of course. Forcas's mood darkens with every minute the harbour construction is delayed. Better commission a ship to move goods from one place to another more quickly. You produce ropes for shipbuilding. And wood. The only thing missing now is the shipyard. Here! There's enough space for it on the coast of your island. Splendid. The first ship can soon be launched.
ship.
What a magnificent ship. And always a good few inches of water under the keel. If you don't mind my saying, I would recommend setting up a trading route for the stone transport. With all the quests Forecast has entrusted you with, you must have more important things on your mind. So, the captain has received his instructions. Wonderful. Now you can concentrate fully on your more important quests. I hope you find what you're looking. Ah.
Good things come to those who wait. I'd better view the building to assure myself personally that everything is shipshape. While you have been taking ages to build the Harbour Master's office, I have been gathering supplies. But this warehouse is much too small. It must be upgraded immediately.
It is done. The Crusader ship is finished. May God protect this ship and bless all those who are prepared to fight for the true faith.
How is that warehouse upgrade progressing? Do I have to say everything twice? What? You call that an expansion? The storerooms are hardly bigger than before. This is totally unacceptable. We need storehouses to store the goods. You can see the size of my Crusader army and the amount of supplies needed. Get a move on. What are you waiting for? If you don't build this tavern soon, the knights will start rampaging over the land. Well, this dive doesn't look particularly inviting, but it will have to do for the knights.
The preparations for the crusade have been very successful, but my band of knights is larger than I had ever imagined. I need linen garments. They should all have new clothing before we set off. Praise the Lord! Have you finally brought me the linen garments? This clothing is wonderful, thank you so much. The knights will wear them with honor. Dear God, so many knights want to accompany me to the Promised Land. I must build more ships immediately. I beg you, help me with this important quest. Will you submit to God's will? God bless you. Now I can build more ships. I would like to thank you appropriately.
Production has been disrupted.
One more sip for the road, then we must be off.
God knows many ways of converting doubters to the just faith. A crusade is just one of them. But this guy Focus, he seems to delight in preparing for war.
Here is your delivery. Thank goodness everything arrived down here in one piece.
I'd have no objection to it. Very good.
Production has been disrupted.
The doors of my store. Top notch!
There you are. I knew you could do it. At last I can store provisions and equipment here. You say the harbour is completed? I'd better see this for myself. Hoist the sails.
I am also duty-bound to supply forecasts with huge deliveries of goods. Why don't you hew the stone yourself? Your island in the northwest is ideally suited for this.
It is done. The Crusader ship is finished. May God protect this ship and bless all those who are prepared to fight for the true faith. The voices proclaim it. Soon we will be within sight of the Holy Land, and with God's blessing we will liberate it and bring it back into the bosom of the sacred Mother Church.
The harbour has been extended, the Crusaders assembled. That's the way it's done. The Cardinal will reward me handsomely for my services. Don't start sniffing around here. You would only overtax your simple little mind with matters far too complex for you to understand.
God be praised. You have completed the harbour. My captains are already under orders to assemble the vanguard of the Crusader fleet there.
Our Lady Madame d'Artois had barely left.
The harbour construction could certainly have been completed much more quickly. Well, we still have much to do. From now on, you will help me with the rest of the preparations. It's incredible how many knights are prepared to take up arms for God and their fatherland. I immediately need more ships to transport them all to the Promised Land. Get them for me. I have asked the best armorers in the Empire to come to equip the Crusader army with new weapons. I have asked the best armorers in the Empire to come to equip the Crusader army with new weapons. And I expect you to provide the iron required immediately.
Forecast is sparing no expense on equipment for the army. The best thing is to look for an iron deposit immediately and build an iron mine.
So many people have moved away since Madame d'Artois set off for the Orient. She'll be so disappointed if she returns to find her hometown empty. I beseech you, help me spare her this humiliation.
One of my ships was damaged during the crossing. A sign from God that all the ships must be ship-shape again before we set off for the Orient.
The city has been deserted since Our Lady left. You need only go to the marketplace. It's as quiet as the grave. You do your best for the people of this town, and yet it seems to me that only the old and sick have returned. In the name of all that's holy, where are the children? You see, most of them have left already. Oh, and merely because Madame d'Artois has gone to war.
You have complied with God's wishes. Now all of these ships will be able to make the long voyage to the Orient in perfect condition.
Now that the harbour is completed, you should perhaps reconsider your transport routes and issue new orders to the captain.
News from the Cardinal. We are setting sail. I shall lead these ships eastward to shake the very foundations of this spurious faith. Don't worry, we will meet again soon. The angels have promised.
The people are rampaging through the streets.
Feel free to come and...
Very well. I'll set off immediately. Some children seem to have vanished from Madame d'Artois' city. I imagine some of them wanted to join the Crusader army as squires and servants. And yet, the fleet has not yet set sail. Heavens! I had completely forgotten how exhausting the path down to the valley can be.
Marvelous. Extracting iron ore is the first important stage in iron production. Ah, wonderful. I see your iron smelter is completed. So, you're working on the first tools. That's wonderful. The charcoal burner has started work already. Marvelous.
Heavens! Just look at that! Not a single citizen has remained here. No wonder, as the city is so run down.
I very much regret that I cannot sell you any more tools. I too must do my part for the crusade.
Your people are longing for company. One of your plants has stopped producing goods. There is a lack of company in your settlement. Your people are longing for company. Your people are longing for company.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart for looking after our city. Also in the name of Our Lady, Madame d'Artois.
Your people are longing for company. Ship.
A good deal is always a welcome change. How splendid!
Shipbuilding completed. Shipbuilding completed. Shipbuilding completed.
Don't start sniffing around here. You would only overtax your simple little mind with matters far too complex for you to understand. Are you bringing me that iron at last? Or must the armourers wait even longer for you? Is this of purest quality? We don't want the knight's blades to break when they confront the enemy. You don't need to worry about these ships anymore. I am now taking command. Good. Cardinal Lucius will be extremely pleased with my work.
Did you notice how secretively Guy Fawcett was behaving? I get the strange feeling that there's something fishy about this crusade.
Aha! A toolmaker's workshop. Of course I'm right to assume that you built it to supply the Crusaders. In that case, I await your delivery. Have you finally brought those tools that have been taking so long? Have you carried out the quest with great diligence? At last! We will soon set sail. Order everyone aboard. Cardinal Lucius will join us later when we are assembled at the border of the Oriental realm.
I've heard some worrying rumors about this crusade. These shoddily built ships. I dare not speak out loud. We must talk. In private.
Hurry up and cast off! The bawling from those brats is utterly unbearable. They should be grateful that they are able to contribute to this crusade.